Hi guys, so I'm finally doing my first book review and I've chosen Hunger by Morse Kessler. I chose this because it's one of the first novels I've read in a while that's really got me thinking a lot about a lot of things, and I wanted this one to get a bit of publicity as well, because when you buy this book, some of the proceeds go to charity for eating disorders, which I thought was really good. So Hunger, it's about the warriors of the apocalypse. You've got rage, hunger, or famine, disease and death. I think there's going to be 4 in the series, but this one is based on famine, although there's cameos from them all throughout the book, sorry. And this one is based on Lisa Beth. Lisa Beth she's chosen to be famine, and you find out she's been chosen because she's anorexic, so who better to deal with famine? She can last without food, why can't others? And all through it you see how she just doesn't want to be this person. She doesn't want to be this person taking food away. It's different when she's doing it to herself. She doesn't want to take it away from others, especially when she gets a glimpse into how hungry they feel. And all through the book you see her struggles with food and how much she hates herself. She just hates herself. So when she's appointed this job, she has to take it. She doesn't have a choice in the matter. And her first experience with the job doesn't go well. But by the end of the book, we see a completely different person. And it was just one of those books that gets you thinking, how do people manage to be like that, and how hard it must be for them to always have that voice in their head saying how many calories and don't eat this, if you eat that you're going to have to exercise for 3 hours, which was like Elizabeth. She called it the thin voice. She had a thin voice in her head that every time she went to eat something or do anything, it was like it was telling her no, or it just made her feel so bad about herself. And it was horrible because this happens to people, and this book was a real eye-opener for me. I've never seen anything like this or read anything like that before, and it was one of those, it was a book I was given to read for my website, YA Book Reads, and I didn't think it was going to pull me in so much. I literally read it so quickly. I just had to know how it ends. Was she going to be okay? Different things, and it was the way Morse Kessler describes some of the scenes in the book is just, you really feel like you're there with Lisa Beth and you really feel for her. And at some points in the book, when you think of what you're going to eat, I started to think, maybe I shouldn't have that. But by then, that's out your head. And I think this book should really be recommended to anybody with an eating disorder, because I think it would open their eyes a wee bit. The hero is based around the warriors of the apocalypse, and we get to see an insight into each of them and how they basically work the world. And this book is totally original. I have never ever seen anything like this. There were a few things at first that I was a bit like, that's not explained well. For a start, if you're a younger reader and you don't know what the heroes of the apocalypse are, that's not explained to you. You're just supposed to know who they are. Or the warriors, sorry, the warriors, not heroes. keep saying heroes, but they're not heroes, they're warriors of the apocalypse. You're supposed to know who they are before the book's even started, and that was a bad thing. I thought that should have been explained a bit more, but as it gets through, you're with it, you know. That's all, it all pans out. In some ways, I didn't like how, and sometimes when after I had read it and I was going for something to eat, I would think about it. I didn't like that. Didn't like that made me think, like, because I had been reading this book at the time, it was making me think, shouldn't have that, so I'm just going with that instead. But at the same time, to think that people go through that every single day is just, so sad. It's so sad, but that's why I love this book so much, because it did open my eyes to people and how they must suffer so much on a day-to-day basis. So for that reason, I'm giving Hunger 5 stars, because it deserves no little than 5. If I could give it more, I would. I highly recommend you go out and buy this. And the next one, I think it's out in January, or is it maybe a bit later. It's out next year anyway, and the next one's based on Rage, so it's based on the war aspect. But I don't want to give too much away about the book, but seriously, you guys have to read this. It's completely awesome. So again, thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time. Bye.